speaking in his signature style. Howard begins. Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the premier destination for insightful analysis and compelling discussion on the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and we're delighted to have you join us today as we delve into the latest developments that are making headlines across the sporting landscape. Today we start with a heartwarming announcement from the world of soccer. Is women's national team star Mallory Swanson and her husband, Chicago Cubs shortstop Dansby Swanson, have shared the joyful news that they are expecting their first child. This personal milestone is not only a significant moment in the lives of these two talented athletes, but also brings attention to the evolving landscape of sports and family. Mallory Swanson, known for her prowess on the field, has been a key figure in the U.S. women's national team, contributing significantly to their successes, including the gold medal win at the Paris Olympics. Her career is marked by dedication, skill, and a passion that inspires countless young athletes around the globe. The news of her pregnancy and impending motherhood opens up conversations about women in sports, maternity, and the support systems available to female athletes as they navigate their personal and professional lives. Dansby Swanson, a two-time All-Star and World Series champion, has also shown remarkable talent and perseverance in his career with the Atlanta Braves and now the Chicago Cubs. The couple's announcement is a testament to the balance that many athletes strive for between their athletic pursuits and personal aspirations. As we consider this news, it's essential to reflect on how sports leagues and organizations support athletes during significant life events like pregnancy and parenthood. The journey of athletes like Mallory Swanson will undoubtedly contribute to broader discussions about equality, support, and the future of women's sports. Before we break, I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning into this opening segment of Howard's Opinion. Your engagement with these important topics is what makes our show a vibrant platform for discussion and debate. We appreciate your thoughts and look forward to sharing more on this story as it unfolds. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into the world of sports, and today we have a fascinating tale that spans two different leagues. You might recall that earlier we discussed the Panthers' woes in the NHL playoffs, but now it's time to shift gears and talk about Jimmy Butler, the star forward who has been making waves in the NBA. Butler, as you may know, left the Miami Heat and joined forces with Stephen Curry on the Golden State Warriors. The big question was whether he could thrive without being the undisputed leader of his team. Well, now that Curry is out for at least a week due to injury, Butler has the perfect opportunity to prove himself once again as playoff Jimmy. Can he lead the Warriors to victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves? That's the million-dollar question. What makes this story even more intriguing is that it could have implications beyond just this series. If Butler succeeds in carrying his team without Curry, it might raise some eyebrows back in Miami. The Heat, after all, were not willing to extend Butler's contract for 2 years at over $100 million, a deal that the Warriors were willing to offer. So, in a way, this is a referendum on Butler's value as a player, and whether he still has what it takes to be a top performer in the league. Butler's past performances suggest he might just have enough left in the tank. 2 years ago, when Tyler Herro was injured during the playoffs, Butler led the Heat to the NBA Finals before they fell to the Nuggets. It's not ancient history, and it shows that Butler can rise to the occasion when needed. Now, as we watch how this series unfolds without Curry, it will be interesting to see if Butler can prove his doubters wrong and lead the Warriors to success. This isn't just about Golden State. It's also a reflection on the Heat's decision-making and potentially sets the stage for future roster moves. The implications are vast, and sports fans everywhere are keeping a close eye on how this story develops. Will Jimmy Butler rise to the challenge, or will his absence of Curry prove too much to overcome? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. speaking in his signature style as the closing segment of his podcast, Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We've got a real treat for you today as we dive into the world of college football recruiting. Now, I know what you're thinking. Recruiting news can be a bit dry at times, but trust me, these stories are worth paying attention to. You see, the next generation of gridiron greats is being shaped right before our eyes, and it's fascinating to see how these young athletes navigate the complex landscape of college football. Let's start with a story out of Florida, where 5 top-ranked high school players have been making waves in their respective sports. We've got Calvin Russell, the 6'5" wide receiver from Miami Northwestern, who's also a force to be reckoned with on the basketball court. Then there's Grant Wise, the interior offensive lineman from Pace, who's not only a standout on the football field, but also a weightlifting champion. And let's not forget Kamari Blair, the 4-star offensive tackle from Tennessee, who's got a slew of top programs vying for his attention. Now, what's interesting about these stories is how they highlight the evolving nature of college football recruiting. You see, it's no longer just about finding the best athletes. It's about finding the right fit for your program. Coaches are looking for players who can not only excel on the field, but also contribute to the team's overall culture and chemistry. And speaking of coaches, Wisconsin's Luke Fickell is making a late push to land Blair's commitment. The Badgers' 2026 class currently ranks No. 43 nationally, and they're looking to make a statement with some big-time recruits. But will it be enough to sway Blair away from the likes of South Carolina, Vanderbilt, and Ole Miss? Only time will tell. As we wrap up today's show, I want to leave you with a thought. College football recruiting is a microcosm of life itself. It's about making choices, taking risks, and navigating uncertainty. These young athletes are facing decisions that will shape their futures, and it's both exhilarating and terrifying to watch. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.